back with another interview.
Hell yeah.
Man, appreciate you coming through, man.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and
Thank.
introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Jesse Orlando, uh, other known as DPC. Been doing this for a long time now,
Yeah,
decades.
yeah, man. I'm sure my subscribers recognize you. You have a few videos on my channel, so
Yes, yes. You know what? And thank you for putting those out at a really good time. You know what I mean? Because
oh yeah,
and it was quick. And
yeah,
then the quality was good. So I appreciate everything you've done for me.
yeah. No, for sure, man. Appreciate you too, man. Always good business. So yeah, man. Let's just get right into it. Are you from Tri Cities originally?
Yeah, born and raised. I was born in Pasco,
Oh, okay.
Franklin County, Our Lady of Lords.
Dang. And have you been here your whole life?
Most of my life, but I traveled around a lot. I lived in Mexico. I lived in El Paso,
Oh, okay.
Texas. Lived in Idaho.
Oh, well.
Yeah, lived in Seattle. Lived in Portland, Vancouver area for a little bit. Traveled around a lot.
Okay. And how'd you get your name, DPC?
I got it from it was my older cousin. He was the one that started the music thing when we were trying to get into the room and shit, and we couldn't get in there because he wouldn't let us in there. Be like, man, you guys need to get out of here. So we looked through the windows and everything, and he finally told me what his name was, and he goes, "It's DPC." So I just took the name from him. I took the name from him because I knew he wasn't going to do anything. He ended up having like 7 girls, so he had to settle down.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Dang. And then how'd you get into music? When did you start?
I started music ever since me and my family, we started ever since we were little. My uncles were professional musicians. They handled music. They also played oldies and they did a lot of country. They did everything. So we were born into the music, into the entertainment industry, and
Oh, okay.
got to travel around with them when I got old enough.
Oh, okay. Sick. So other family does music and stuff. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. They all the way back to they had records. They were called Los Soñadores, and then Los
Oh,
Vagos
cool.
del Norte, and then Galaxy, and then there was a lot of other groups around here because there was a lot of big families that all like migrated here together, for the
Oh,
agriculture and
okay.
everything. And so everybody was basically musicians.
Yeah. Okay. So I grew up around musicians. So
Yeah,
how was it growing up for you?
it was hard. It
Yeah.
was hard. We didn't have a father in our lives. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
he was alive, but he just wasn't there.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it was pretty tough growing up. But my mom, she held it down. She held the fort
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Kept the foundation strong. But at the same time, we always had that piece of us missing for us,
Yeah.
which was the father figure thing. And
All right.
but when I was 2, my brother was 1. We got left at Columbia Park, and
What?
yeah, so it was like little brother was crying too much, so he couldn't. I guess he came to see us, and he came from El Paso, Texas, and he took us to the park, and my brother was crying too much, so he didn't like that, so he just said, "Hey, the kids are here at Columbia Park. Come and get them if you want them," and then he took off.
What?
So
It's
I never
crazy.
really held that against him or anything because I didn't know him. So for me, it was like I just kept living, and it wasn't until maybe I was 16 years old when I finally got in touch with them again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was exciting. Actually, I was 15, going to turn 16,
Uh,
and he called and said that he was going to pick us up. That he was going to come down from El Paso. He wanted us to meet our family and stuff. So we ended up, we got excited. My mom was just like, you know what, you guys just need to, just calm down. Don't get your hopes up too high.
yeah.
You just never know. So we did get our hopes up too high, but he didn't
Mm,
show up. He didn't show up for my 16th birthday, which is June 19th,
all right.
1976. I was born in 76, but it was when I was 15 when all that stuff happened, when he finally got a hold of us. And
Dang.
then we didn't hear from him for about maybe 3, 4 weeks, and then he called again, and then that's when he was telling me, well, I can't make him any whole because I'm bleeding a lot, and some black guy is going to take me to the hospital. And then that was last time. That was the last thing I heard from him.
What?
Never heard from him again. So when I moved to Idaho, in Caldwell, Napa, I got a call from my brother. My brother was telling me, "Hey man, I found my dad. I found our dad," and he was all excited. I was excited, but then he said, "But I need to talk to you about it." He goes, "He's dead," and I was just like, "Wow, no way." So I was just like,
Wow.
shocked. So I had no idea what was going on. Later on, to make a long story short, he was actually on the phone here when he had called me, and he said that there was this black guy with him, and well, that black guy ended up stabbing him.
Oh,
And
damn.
yeah, he actually stabbed him, and then some kids playing basketball over there found him. He was in his Cadillac over there, and they found him. He was coming back from the store.
In Idaho?
No, that was in El Paso, Texas.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so we never got to we really never got a chance to meet him. So later on down the line, we got to meet our family in El Paso, and then in Juarez. So I got to see my roots, where we came from, and or where he came from, and how they lived in their culture and their life.
Yeah.
Because I'd never been to Mexico either, so it was a new thing for me.
So you
New
lived
adjustment.
you lived in Mexico for a little bit?
Yeah, I lived there for about 5-6 years, almost 7,
Oh,
almost 7. I think, if I can recall right. Yeah, it was almost 7 years. And I would come back and forth to work over here and stuff, but I ended up going over there. It was in 2000, and I was actually, we were doing some concerts in Texas. We were staying in Texas. It was me and our group. It was Underworld Hustlers, met at the World Records. And we were down there doing all that. Well, we ended up going to El Paso, and we were staying in El Paso, and we were going to do a show over there at Speaking Rock, and I ended up going to Mexico. I got frustrated, mentally I was frustrated, so I had to get out of there. So I went to Mexico just to go visit. So when I went to go visit, I never came back, and everybody was just like, "Whoa, what happened to him? Is he dead? Did he disappear?" And I ended up falling in love and shit, and just got married, had a son over there. And then after that, just
in
bunch of
Mexico?
shit happened. Oh yeah, my son was born in Mexico. He was born in Gomez Farias, Chihuahua,
Oh, damn.
and I was living right there in the Sierra de Chihuahua. Basically, they called it the Golden Triangle, which I didn't know because I didn't know Spanish at the time. I could understand it, but I could never speak it.
Oh,
My tongue was always tongue tied, so I finally got it cut to where I could try to speak it. But now I just bite my tongue all the time, so I can't even. It was for nothing. So
yeah.
I couldn't roll my R's. So yeah, I ended up coming back over here, and then when I went back to Mexico from working, that's when I found out that my son's papers were all altered. They were altered to make it look like someone else had my son, and they were the parents, and that I didn't exist, or neither did my wife. She didn't exist as a parent. So I went back over there, and I started talking to everybody, went to human rights, and everything went sour from there. I ended up getting taken by some people in some Dodge Rams, and it ended up being sicarios, and they took me, and they had me for a little while, tortured me a little bit,
Oh, damn.
or a lot, and a lot of stuff happened down there. And I can't really get too much into detail because they're actually there's an author writing a book about it, so
Oh, damn.
yeah.
Damn,
But
that's
other than that, it was tough to lose my son and stuff, but I got back in touch with him because of the social media stuff and everything, and then
Oh, yeah.
but everything ended up turning out even worse than what it was.
Oh, man.
But I'll get back into that one like later on. But a lot of stuff happened in that one. But I was over there in Juarez and in the Sierra de Chihuahua for a little while, and I adjusted to the culture and everything, and I loved it, and and I stuck by it, and I lived over there for a while. I had a good life, but it was filled with a lot of like traumatic
Yeah.
experiences and shit like that.
Sure.
So
Dang, that's crazy.
yeah.
And were you doing music over there too? Or
No, over there, no, because where I was at, it was corridos and then just ranchos, and it was the population was not even like maybe 1,000 people.
oh,
Animals ran free. The houses were made of adobe, so out of mud and everything. So I was living like an old fashioned little
damn.
western town. full. Yeah, it was full. It was full of nauticals and everything. So, but I never knew that because at that time when you're in love and you don't know the culture yet, you're trying to adjust and adapt to a place that you don't really know. Then you really don't know what's going on. So I was really never in danger because I didn't know what I didn't pay attention to everything that was going on. I wasn't being nosy about anything. So
Man.
yeah. A lot of
Jeez.
stuff happened, man.
Yeah,
A lot
that's
of stuff, but
crazy.
I keep my spirits up. I've
Yeah.
always have. I fought my whole life doing this. So, but
Yeah.
music's always kept me. It's always kept me like leveled,
Yeah.
with everything I do because it helps with anxiety, post traumatic, and all that stuff, mental health, and all that stuff. So that's
Yeah.
why I stick to it. And then, I was raised in it, so I just want to keep. I want to keep the culture going in my family.
Yeah, for
I want to
sure.
keep it going.
How
Can't
long
stop.
have you been consistent with the music?
Lately, I've been more consistent with it. I have over maybe 60 songs right now that haven't been released.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so that's what I'm waiting to do. I'm actually talking to this guy named Misdemeanor, and have him do my record release.
Oh, okay.
No, but yeah, I was gonna getting ready for a record release and all that.
Okay.
Compilation album. It'll be about 30 songs on the first one and 30 on the
Dang.
other one. But as far as like videos and them, I want to get more consistent on the videos and
Yeah.
keep going and working with you and just build this city up, you know.
Yeah. Because you took a little break, didn't you?
Yeah, I took a break for a little while.
Yeah.
I took a break because I had to rewrite a lot of verses and a lot of music because you know some personal things happened between me and some of the other artists. So I had to take a step back, take a breather, and be like, you know what, we can't stop. I can't stop. So I got to keep going. And the only way to keep going, I got to keep pushing. I got to keep writing. I got to do whatever I have to do to keep going because nobody's going to write anything for you and nobody's going to get
Yeah.
anything done for you. So you got to do it on your own. You got to just keep pushing.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Man, so dang, that's crazy. I didn't
Yeah.
know you've been through a lot, man.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
that's just a little bit of everything,
Yeah.
I ran these streets ever since I was young, I started smoking weed at 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was still from one of my aunt's house. She had it in a plate underneath her couch, and I would watch them. They would always kick us out, and I was always curious. And then I went over there and just took a hit,
Dang.
and that was it. That. Shoo, after that, I was just hooked.
Wow, at 10 years old.
10 years old, I was hooked. I was hooked on that, and I always knew that it was going to be kind of a struggle growing up because I was always bullied when I was young. I was always getting punched by my cousins, and they were always treating me pretty bad. I was always the one that was getting bullied for everything. So as time was going on and everybody would bully me and punch me and stuff, I would just I'd shut down a lot. But then
Yeah.
as soon as I got older, everything just changed, and now it's like everything I do is because of that. Because I was bullied so
Yeah.
much that now I just push back with my music and make sure that I do everything the way I need to do it rather than taking advice from everybody else trying to tell me to do what they want me to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Did you how did you deal with the bullies and stuff? Did you do any like training or anything or
Yeah, well, in the beginning, we were always a fighting family. The whole family always fought with each other. A lot of them, they were born in California and everywhere, but for me, it was, what I did is I always fought back. They would babysit us and put us in a corner, move everything, and make us fight each other until someone got knocked out or someone
Dang.
quit, and it was pretty bad. My older cousins, they were assholes, man. They were really bad to where someone getting knocked unconscious, whatever it was. They were basically teaching us how to fight, but the way they wanted us to learn. And then it wasn't until I was maybe 6, 7, I started my cousins caught my eye because they were amateur boxers, and they did a lot of boxing here in Tri-Cities with Stan Harris, Columbia Basin Boxing Club, and I'd watch them all the time, and then it inspired me, so I ended up doing boxing for a little while, and then I just started loving it more and more, and then just got into competing, and then after I was done competing, I couldn't compete no more because I got in a pretty bad car accident.
Oh man.
Flipped in the car. We were going like 80 miles an hour. Someone grabbed the steering wheel.
What?
Yeah, 30 feet in the air.
Oh,
We had an off-duty state patrol was behind us with his family going on vacation and witnessed everything, and he had to go on there and tell how it was. So yeah, it's been a crazy life, but
yeah.
the music keeps going.
How long did you do boxing for?
I did boxing. I'm still waiting now because of the fact that I got 4 years ago I got COVID. I got COVID pretty bad, and so when I got COVID, I thought, oh, it's just a sickness like a flu.
Yeah.
And then the second time I got it, it was worse. I lost like 64 pounds like in 8 days. I was in my room. My mom and them lived in Pittsburgh, over there in Pennsylvania, and they were over there, so I had nobody around. So I didn't know who to call. I didn't know who to talk to or speak to. So I just laid there just drenched my whole bed and everything, and just finally just got a hold of 911. They came and picked me up, went in there, and then went back to work after I was okay to go back to work. After they okayed everything, went back to work. They put me on light duty, and they had me pick up some heavy glass at WSU, and we went in for this safety meeting, just to tell me everything, just to give me updated on everything that was going on at WSU. And then all of a sudden I just felt weird, fell back, broke my neck, hit my head, broke my neck, had a stroke and all that. So it was like, man, so everything kept coming. So music was always put on pause for me.
Yeah.
Through everything that has happened to me in these past 4 years. So my whole dream was always to bring the music out. I don't do it for money. I don't do it for fame or anything like that. It's just I love music. Music's my thing. It's just what I grew up on.
Yeah.
Me, it's not about fame or reaching out all over the world. Me, it's just putting music out because I just love the music.
Yeah.
But all that stuff happened, and then so I had to get rehabilitated and go through a lot of physical therapy. I'm still going through physical therapy, and I still do all that stuff. Because I'm disabled, but at the same time, I just keep pushing, man. I keep pushing. I can't stop.
Yeah.
Can't stop at all.
Dang. Man, well, glad you keep going.
Oh yeah. So now it's just me, just getting back into the industry and doing what I'm doing now. Because I've been doing this for too long for me to stop now, Even with boxing is probably one of my number one loves, and it's what I love the most, is boxing and music. And it was instilled in me ever since I was little with my family. So I don't take it for granted, and I love those passions, and we grew up on them. So that's what I do. And I still licensed as a boxing coach, and then professional boxing coach.
Oh, cool.
It's just I haven't been able to get the green light to go back into it and start doing what I do best, because I've been away for a while. And it's been tough, but at the same time, like music's always took care of me. So I stick to that until I can actually get back to what I do.
Dang. And do you have music out now, like on iTunes and all that?
I do have some with my nephew, Dizzy D the Prince.
Oh.
You'd have to go under his thing, Dizzy D the Prince. But I'm gonna redo everything and put it all out under Mercado Music, which is at Mercado Music 509 on YouTube. And I'm just putting everything together, and I'm just gonna have it all under Mercado Music. That way everybody could just watch it, or it'll be under your station right there, under your website. That way, people can enjoy the music and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, for me, like I said, it's just me just putting music out. I just love music. That's it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Damn. And did you like burn CDs back in the day and stuff like that?
Yeah, we actually had someone distributing the CDs for us. I think it was over there by Seattle. I was with Underworld Hustlers with David Bellotti, Nuke Bomb, and his brother, may rest in peace. He just passed away like a couple days ago. Michael Bellotti, they called him Eastwood. There's some stuff out there that's killing everybody, man. Yeah,
I think I met he's Hollywood or
yeah,
Holly's man or whatever.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
I
man.
grew up with him. Those were actually him and his brother were the first ones that I started music with when it
Oh
came to
really?
rap. Him and his brother were the first ones. And then after that, after Michael Bellotti and David and the rest of the crew, then it was Pork, Kyle Adams, and then after Kyle Adams, it was Clarence Brown, and then I just started doing stuff on my own after
Yeah,
that. But yeah, I grew up with all them, and we were tight knit family around here, man, because
yeah,
I grew up around GDs, Sureños, East Siders, West Siders, around everybody, and the respect that I give them is the respect they give me,
yeah,
and as long as you respect them and respect them and in their territories and shit like that, and check in because if you have to check in, then just do your thing, man, and don't get involved in all that shit.
yeah. Was the gang violence pretty bad back in the day, or?
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really bad actually. I got shot when I was young,
Oh
when I was a
damn.
teenager. I got shot twice in the legs.
Where were you at here, or?
Yeah, I was here on Court Street in Pasco.
Damn.
I got shot, and it's crazy because I had a strap, and I think God was looking out for me that day because I had cocked it back, and I went to fire, and I was just like I was at close distance, and the gun jammed. It wasn't my gun; it was somebody else's gun. The motherfucker jammed on me, or else I would have lit up the whole truck.
Oh dang.
And I just kept trying to do it, trying to take it out, trying to fix it, and it was just stuck. So I was just, all I heard was boom, boom, and that was it. They got me twice. I kept running at them, but they just took off. But and at that time I knew who had shot me and everything, but I always stuck to the G code. You know what I mean? The G code for me is you just shut up, and you know what,
Yeah.
do what you got to do, but just remember that karma's a bitch, and it could always
Yeah.
come back and hit you.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I don't wish death upon anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, when things like that happen, you just let God take care of it. Like my mom said, she said, "You better not do nothing because I already know how you are." Because the way I
Yeah.
grew up, I always knew that I was going to be a bad kid when I was
Yeah.
young. My uncles dressed me up in blue bandanas, suspenders, and would have me just throw up like this for chingon, and then right next, they were always doing that to me, and I always had these pictures. I gave them to my tia. I don't know what she did with them, but they're probably floating out there somewhere. But ever since we were little, we were always taught tough love. So
Oh yeah.
it was always tough love, no matter what. Too many kids in the family for them to love with just one better than the other one.
Damn. Yeah. So, did you were you kind of a trouble kid? Like you get in a lot of trouble,
Yeah,
or?
I got in a lot of trouble growing up. A lot of fights. A lot of fights. I went through anger management when I was, let me see, in sixth grade. I took a gun to school in sixth grade,
Oh damn.
right here at Park Middle School. Since I'm already like 48, 49, and everything's over with. I was a juvenile at that time, I was pretty slick because, there's people there that back then it was pretty racist. Still is kind of racist, but it was pretty racist back then. They kept talking down on Mexicans and stuff at that time. And so it kind of irritated me because my mom always helped Mexicans and stuff, Mexicanos and people with micas, that she always liked to help people. And
Yeah.
so, it was kind of crazy. This guy, I'm hearing this kid, he's calling us beaners and spics, and he's talking, saying all kinds of shit. And so I said, all right. So I go to the house and I have this little air gun, and then I go and grab my stepdad's gun, and I take that, and I put the air gun in my locker, and I put the regular pistol right here, and I went up to him and I pointed to him the next day, and I said, "What were you saying about us, motherfucker?" Like that, and he just shit his pants, and then one of the girls just started screaming, and so they told on me, and I had a friend of mine who I'll never say his name because he helped me on that one. He took the real one, took it back to my house, stashed it for me, and then the pellet one they took, the air rifle one or the air gun, and that was it.
So they thought it was the.
Yeah, no, well they knew still, so I still
okay.
got charged, but it was like, yeah, but I did. I was a pretty bad kid. My mom said I was probably the worst one out of everybody.
Oh man.
So, yeah, but that's the way I grew up. You know.
Yeah.
I grew up fighting a lot, fighting and just doing whatever I had to do to survive out there.
Yeah. And were you doing music like in middle school, or when did you?
Yeah, I was doing music in middle school.
Oh.
Yeah, I always wrote music ever since I was young, poems. You know, I was like the little Romeo kid. Always, me and my brother would always write poems and songs for girls, and then we'd sing them to them on the phones and be up all night and just talking to them and shit, and just be like, "What's up?" And then, meet up with them and stuff like that. But I even wrote. I used to write like songs like Weird Al Yankovic. Like I wrote one called Rice Rice Baby because of my friend. He was Asian, so I was always fucking around with everybody, just writing songs for them, and But I've always wrote songs. I've always done music ever since we were young.
Okay.
Ever since we were young.
Yeah.
Back in elementary, actually.
Were you involved like a lot in the Tri-Cities scene? Because I've heard some interviews and some podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
Talking about the Tri-Cities music.
Yeah.
Like in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, I was involved. I was involved a lot with just Dave Bellotti, Michael Bellotti, and all them, Underworld Hustlers, Mad at the World Records, MOB Crime Family, and all these guys. And then we would take off. We'd do concerts everywhere. We go sell out the trunk. We were hustling out the trunk everywhere. Went Fort Worth, Dallas.
Oh, dang.
We're staying up there. We're chilling in Oak Cliff, and I didn't realize that Oak Cliff was one of the worst hoods over there in Texas, and I was just like, damn. So everywhere we were going, it was like, man, I just can't get out of the east side. No matter where I go, I'm always in the east side. It's like, man, in the ghettos, where I was born and raised. So it's like, man. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, it's had a tough life, but music's always kept me humble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think are your biggest musician inspirations? Like artists or
my biggest inspirations, and then I've always said is my Uncle Jerry, my Uncle Ralph, and my Uncle Johnny, and Ernie, and these guys, Rudy and Ray, because they sang everything to me, like the Marvin Gaye songs, the 16 Candles, all the oldies but goodies, everything. They did everything, and they instilled it in us to love music, and those are. They've always been my favorite artists. I'm actually trying to get a hold of this female that has a cassette of his to where I want to redo all their songs. I mean, it's gonna be hard for me because I can't speak Spanish like everybody else. My primos over there, they call me Pocho, Primo Pocho. So it's like, man, no, but yeah, I want to get everything out and just everybody enjoy the music. That's what, I'm not really in for like the money and stuff like that. For me, it's not all about that. It's never been about money for me. It's more, I just want to see everybody else make it. That's it. That's plain and simple and straight to the point, is that I want to see everybody at the table. I don't want to see anybody left out.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good mentality, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, yeah. And what about like famous artists? Who do you kind of listen to a lot, or?
Well, me, I've always listened to Ice Cube, Dub C, Mac 10, all them guys, Tupac. But some of my main artists that got me into like Chicano rap and all that stuff, it was Kid Frost for sure, Proper Dose, Hispanic MCs, California Lifestyle, Mr. Shadow.
Oh, okay.
And it's crazy because I was just talking to my nephew about it, that me and my cousin, we were out at a lowrider show in Idaho one time, and there was a bunch of guys over there at the motel, and they were all standing out there with some lowriders and shit. And we were going to the lowrider show the next day, and me and my primo, we rolled up a couple joints, And I had one in my ear. We walked in the store, and when we were walking out, we got on the truck and we were taking off, and one of them fools puts her hands up like that, and me and my cousin look at my primo's looking out through the rear view, and I'm looking over here, and then he stops real fast, and then he backs up, and turns like this towards my way, and he goes, "You motherfuckers better do something right now, or we're gonna get out of the fucking truck right now. We're gonna go do something right now." And I was just looking at him. There's like 20 motherfuckers over there, all fucking. You could tell they weren't even from there, and then they were like, "We ain't even from here, homie. We're from the cities where drive-bys happen every day." And then we looked at him for a little bit, and then my cousin said, "We ain't from here either. That's it. We're from the town where people get killed every day." And I'm just like, man, he's started some shit. And then Mr. Shadow, I didn't know him at the time. He comes walking down, and they come walking down as a crew, and they're coming down like that, and then he's like, "Hey man, what's up, man?" And he goes, "Are you guys here for the Lowrider show?" And then it just switched up, and he goes, "Hey, is that a joint in your ear?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Light it up, man." So we lit it up, and we just started talking. And I think and Mr. Shadow's actually the one, him and it was a Hispanic MCs, and it was Hispanic MCs, California Lifestyle, and Mr. Shadow. And then Mr. Shadow's manager at that time was Manny. I remember his name was Manny because he gave me his card. And they let me go up on stage, let me do my thing.
Cool.
So that was the first time I had ever really got on stage.
Oh, wow.
As far as like with a big crowd.
Yeah,
And cool. And it inspired me even more to start writing West Coast Chicano rap. So if it wasn't like for that happening with Mr. Shadow and stuff, I don't think I would be doing Chicano rap.
Dang.
Because Kid Frost and all these guys, they inspired me, but it wasn't until someone actually took the time out of their day and was like, didn't get, "Oh, I don't give a fuck who this fool is," and he just like, "Hey man, go ahead, get up on stage, man."
Yeah,
and
that's cool. That was cool.
go ahead, do your thing up there. So they let me get up there, and I did my thing.
Yeah, I like Mr. Shadow. He was very, when I met him, he was very, very like humble, kind, just like a normal dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to that show here?
No, I didn't get to go to the show here. There's too much things going on. I had to reset and re-record some stuff and get everything ready for the next videos. And
yeah, I brought him and Diablo, and man, they were both really, really cool guys.
Yeah.
Like real humble,
because
just like normal dudes.
They were pretty well. He was pretty humble when I met him, so it was either we were gonna fight these guys, or it was either we were gonna kick back and just.
No, that's cool though.
Yeah, it was cool. It actually it humbled me a lot more. It made me feel good.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, no, I'm gonna stick to the music thing for a little while and just.
Yeah.
I want to keep going, I want to motivate my nephews and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm bringing them in. I brought Dizzy D the Prince in, and he's a really good lyricist. It's just right now he's taking care of family things. So, big up, big shout out to him. Just keep his head up, I got your back. Just keep doing you. Cedro Bands, but he's my newest upcoming rapper, and he's getting ready to drop something with Baby Chino and who was that other one?
Top Tier Blitz.
Top Tier Blitz. He's gonna get ready to drop something out, and it's pretty. It's nice. Ooh, it's some heat.
Yeah.
These guys, you know what? All these rappers coming up in the Tri-Cities. You know what? I give props to all of them because you know what? They're putting their shit out there, and they're doing things that other people ain't doing right now, except talking. A lot of people are doing a lot of talking, and a lot of barking, and these guys are the only ones biting back. They're the only ones out there getting their shit out there. Like you got Lunatic, Baby Chino, that kid Sosa. You got Smooth Over. I love Smooth Over stuff because he reminds me of the boys back in the days, man, the Locks and and TCF Breeze and all these guys. Much love to all of them, Honcho and everybody. Yeah. I just want them to know, just keep moving forward and don't let anybody stop you from accomplishing what you want to accomplish, man. Because it's your life. Nobody's gonna live your life for you or steer the wheel for you. Do it yourself. Get your shit out there and just keep pushing. Marketing's a big thing in this industry. And if you can't market your own shit, and you can't keep up with what's going on, maybe it's not for you. But other than that, for those that are pushing and want to keep pushing, just keep moving forward. Because I know lunatics. He's coming up, man, and you
Yeah,
know
he's going crazy.
he's going crazy right now, and we're just waiting for some of these rappers to get back up out there. You know, I'm waiting for
Yeah.
Flav, because Flav's always busy,
Yeah.
and everybody's staying busy. But the only reason why everybody's staying busy is because you're the only one pushing everybody. You're the only one that's got the like the confidence to be out there and shoot for everybody, not just one particular person. And you're getting shit done at a good time and at a good rate. So
Yeah, I like to get my stuff done kind of quickly, you know, like I don't want to take months to get a song or a video back to somebody, you know. So,
no, yeah, and you know, and I noticed that, that how you work and stuff, and I just want to let everybody know, you as long as they have the patience and stuff, let you work, it eases the pressure off of you. That way you can get it done even faster, you know, because you know now you got a baby here, and I know you're not getting no sleep, and
yeah.
you're gonna probably start having to pop some no-dos here pretty soon and start staying up.
Yeah.
Hey, but you get to celebrate Father's Day.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So
Yeah,
I wish
no,
you.
yeah, man. Even though I don't get too much sleep, sometimes I sleep, but man, I still feel like I gotta keep going and keep working. You know,
Yeah,
like I can't just chill, man. It's like I'm always like, man, let me get in the studio. Like,
yeah, and you know, and I respect that, because you're the hardest working videographer and producer out here right now, man.
yeah,
You really are. You know, I give
appreciate
props
that.
to you for that. You know,
Appreciate it.
you're keeping the hunger alive, especially here in the cities.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping to, you know, motivate some people and be like, damn, he's putting out a video here. He's doing a show.
Well, you brought me out of my grave,
Yeah,
my old ass, my mummy ass. You know, took off all the bandages, and I'm here. You know,
yeah, yeah, man. And who would you say if you had to pick top three Tri Cities artists? Who
I
would you
knew
pick?
this was coming. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Oh yeah,
Whew, the top three artists. You know what? I'm gonna say one that nobody knows, and I'm gonna say it because I know he's really good. He's got, I mean, as a lyricist, he's good.
yeah,
His name's Fabian Estrada, but he's not a rapper. He says. So if this is to him, I hope it motivates him to start writing. But getting to the point, and for real though, as far as like rappers, I would say
okay,
because he's been in the rap game ever since I've been in this rap game. He's been there for a long time. He's been
so
pushing.
you've known him for a long
Oh
time?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
When they first came out, man, they started going. They went hard. They went hard. You know, they were like for me, it was like the Mexican E40 and the Click. And I was just like, damn, these guys were good. They were really good back then. You know, they were hungry, and they were the only ones doing all this, the crazy shit. You know, and it's like, I'm like, damn, Dickles and all them guys. I was just like, woo. But let me see. It would be him. I would have to say TCF Breeze,
Okay.
and I would have to say the other one. I'm gonna probably say, as far as, I'm gonna have to say Honcho.
Okay.
Honcho's he's good. He's a good lyricist.
Yeah, he's cool. He's got a good voice, and
But the top dog for lyricist, I gotta let it go, is Joe K. Yeah, I like his style because it's different.
Okay.
It's like he's more, man. He's just like straight. I don't know, man. It's just his style. I just like it.
yeah. Is it Roque?
Roque. Is it
Roque?
Roque? No, it's not Roque.
Okay.
Is it?
Man, my fault if you're watching this, man. No disrespect. Man, he's getting a lot of love. He's got a couple.
You know,
tops.
you could see the fire in his eyes.
Yeah.
You know, when you see the fire and the hunger in somebody's eyes, and you see him, he's always marketing himself. You know, and the way he presents himself, you know, it shows his character, and it shows how hungry he is to stay in this rap game, even though, you know, we're more veterans than anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, growing up and stuff, you had kind of a rough life, and even growing up and stuff. But did you end up finishing high school and graduating?
Yeah. I ended up, well, first I had to go to Job Corps because they didn't want me here. They didn't want troublemaking ass here. So they ended up, I ended up going to Job Corps over there by almost by Canada, Curlew, Wakanda, and I was out there. And then after that, I came back, ended up getting my GED, and then from GED, I ended up going into college and ended up getting an associate's degree in criminal justice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dang,
That way my dumb ass didn't get no, you know, that way I knew how to fight for myself.
Yeah.
You know, represent myself in court.
Dang.
Yeah.
Have you had to?
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. They dropped charges for loud music, driving without license, and without insurance.
Oh, dang.
And I have my other two cousins in there. They're watching me like represent myself, and they're like shitting their pants, like this idiot. And I'm just like, nah, fool. This is just it's just you gotta learn how to just represent yourself. You know, you gotta stay up with the laws and what's going on, because if you don't, man, you're gonna trip and fall.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
Dang, that's cool. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now you're staying out of trouble.
Oh yeah, I've been out of trouble for a while, man. It's been, well, I can't say for a while. Just when the book comes out, you guys will be able to read it and everything. After the author puts it out, but there's a lot of stuff in there that's pretty crazy in there. It's pretty crazy, you know. I'll make sure to have everything in there, facts and everything, the paperwork and everything, so people could see for themselves the credibility and everything, because, you know, a lot of people will question you, a lot of people will criticize and do whatever they do or do whatever they can do to try to tear you down. So you always got to make sure that you have that credibility and you have it with you at all times, because you just never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Do you know when that book may come out? Or?
We're writing it piece by piece. We're going through the years I was born. So right now we are at, it's 9 to 12. The 9 to 12 is 9 to 12-year-old. Those years. I remember a lot growing up.
Damn.
So ever since my grandpa was alive, I remember. So God gave me this big ass head and this brain for a reason. So I'm gonna use it for something.
Yeah.
Something positive to keep my family name. You know, honor it and make sure that it keeps living strong.
Dang. Yeah. Damn. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I have to read that when it comes out.
Yeah, and then, you know, but every day, the only thing that keeps me going is, you got my Shattered Days right there with me? My Shattered Days, because I always have to give a shout out to my people over there in Seattle at Seattle Marijuana Company.
Okay.
Shattered Jays and Candy Jays, the best damn joints, infused joints you'll ever taste in your life. They got banana cream pie and everything. Shout out to Effie Lou and Bo, Seattle Marijuana Company, and Lucky Leaf, Outpost, and the rest of the city, man.
Yeah.
Pasco, Kennewick, Richland, Benton City, everywhere. The Lower Valley, the Valley, all Washington State. And just to clarify one more thing, though, I do want to clarify, just in case people start questioning, when I talk about the West Coast Kings of the Evergreens, I'm not signifying that I am or anybody that's with me. I'm signifying everybody that represents the West Coast, everybody out there who is a male and is a king from the West Coast and represents the West Coast in Washington State around the Evergreens is a West Coast king in the Evergreens. So I don't want people to take that the wrong way, and let them know that we're all kings. We all eat it, and all kings eat at the same table, you know. We eat together, we make sure, and we plot, we plan, and you know what? We build.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
But we got to keep it West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, man. Anything else you want to cover?
Nah, just wait for the music, wait for the videos. Got a lot more coming from myself, Cedro Bands, Dizzy D the Prince, Big Diz, Deuce, and watch out for Legends and Players, Cookie Woods. That's next upcoming artist. That boy goes hard. He's gonna be something out there too. Okay. He's gonna get big out there. Legends and Players, and Little Rooch and the rest of the clique out there. All the homies, everybody, Trip City, all the way to Califas and all
Okay.
everywhere, man. All my homies. And one more, I can't forget about Detroit. Big up to Detroit, Michigan. Big up to Gordy Russ and G Baby out of Detroit. My boys in Atlanta up there, and to Jerome and everybody else out there in Texas. One love.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And where can people find you at, man?
They can find me on YouTube under at Jesse Orlando 2107 and at Mercado Music 509 on YouTube, or just follow me on Facebook, because I don't really, I'm not putting myself out there promoting myself like everybody else does. You know, it's for me, it's just a music things. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you coming through today.
Oh man, I appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll see you in the next video. We got that music video dropping soon. So
Yes.
look out for that one.
Oh yeah, West Coast player.
Yeah.
West Coast player.
Yeah. Well, any last words, any shout outs or disses or?
Yep. This goes out to everybody out there that said that you know, I was evil, that I'm the devil, you know, that I talk a lot of shit, or that I don't talk enough shit. Fuck all y'all. The rest of you guys that help me and that promote me and that are always supporting me, one love. Big out to Misdemeanor too. Big shout out to Misdemeanor. Thank you for everything you do. And happy Father's Day to everybody out there.